Welcome back to another exciting episode of Global Desi Women, the podcast where we explore the unique journeys, challenges, and triumphs of Desi women around the world. I'm your host, Arti Solanki, a business coach, real estate broker, mom, and a dog mom. And today we are diving into a topic that's transforming the landscape for women entrepreneurs: how technology is empowering Indian business women like never before. It's not the same anymore. And joining me today, my co hosts are Natasha Gandhi, Swetha Reddy, and Toral Palicha. Welcome you all, ladies. And we have our first time co host, Swetha Reddy, and also Toral Palicha. We truly appreciate your time. Of course, we appreciate your time as well, Natasha, but you are our a regular co-host now. I guess our audiences pretty much know your voice. They know who you are. And but this time we have a new co-host, which I'm really excited. We like to hear from different people, different views, and their opinions, and that makes our podcast even more interesting. And we get to learn, not just get the point of view, but we learn from what their thoughts are also. So, without any further ado, when we're talking about technology, um, from e-commerce platforms to social media, the online education technology is opening doors and breaking down barriers that one held women back. Whether it's a small boutique or that they started out in the rural area of India. And those are the people who are using mobile apps and Instagrams and building their own empires. Tech is leveling the playing field and providing opportunities for women from all walks of life to rise and thrive. I'm really excited about this topic because as an entrepreneur myself, I feel like technology has become such a powerful tool, such a powerful, you know, like you can't really, I can't think of my business without technology because anything you have to say, your thoughts, it gives a lot of perspective for the clients of how you are, what you are, your brand, your image, and it builds your business. So, let's talk about this today. I want to um, kickstart with the topic, and let's talk about what are your thoughts about this technology and Indian, especially Indian women that are starting out their business, that are from very not just rural areas, but from cities and even out of country, which are people like us abroad. It is becoming a a medium of growing their businesses, and it's giving them a vast opportunity of growing their businesses. What is your thought on it, ladies? I would love to hear from you to start out. Uh, let's give Swetha our first chance to talk today, as she's our first time co-host. So let's go, Swetha. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much. This is Shweta. Thank you. Hi, beautiful ladies out there. So I think, yeah, the people out there who don't have like knowledge also nowadays through technology, they started creating a followers, a number of followers. If you create or not create, if you have an idea of doing any kind of business, let it be selling a sari or selling your jewelry or whatever, like whatever accessories, whatever medium you want to sell, let it be your content, let it be your mindset, whatever personality.
Mhm.
uh, there is, yeah, YouTube, and in Instagram the little reels, like for example, you want to create a, for in a newspaper there is a content where it comes for 20 minutes of Sensex and all that. So for making it easy, people in Instagram, in a reel, they make in a
Mhm.
20 seconds so
Yeah.
that people understand it so easily. And if you want to sell some products or anything, you pay for little money to the business people who have more followers, like a lakh followers or millions followers. You give multiple people. You're not giving to one person to promote your
Mhm.
product. You're
Right.
giving to multiple people whom you believe what their content is showing and whom is the correct place to them to show up your product. And that way their followers are watching it and believing that person, and it's easy medium to sell that products. So I
Yeah.
think it's a great opportunity to the people to build the followers in. It's like mini TV. It's
Yeah.
just like a mini TV, because in the TV there are advertisements and all that. So same way, the people,
Yeah.
the general people, it's in your hand. Now
Yeah.
it's a switch of hand that you can create your own advertisement kind of thing. At
Hmm.
you think about it, how should we promote? How should we advertise? And in a creative way, in a less minute of span, you're promoting it.
Yeah.
And
It's like it's making it so much easier to scale your business, right? Because
yes,
like you said, 30 minutes, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And also with that, these kind of technology, our spam of attention is also getting so low that like after 30 seconds and or a minute, we're like, okay, I don't want to watch this. Next, we keep scrolling.
oh
Next,
yeah, that are the disadvantages. But
Yeah. So
yeah,
you have to like
maybe
catch the audience in those 30 seconds,
30
40 seconds
seconds.
that you have.
Yeah.
So that's a very good point. That's so true. And exploring all these different online marketplaces, like you said, Instagram or Facebook, Amazon. There's so many different places that women run their online businesses. There are e-commerce businesses, like, they go through, they sell products on Amazon. There are ebooks that they can sell. So this all these technology, I feel like, have opened doors to the women that have been, some of them have been just homemaker, and their hobbies have turned
It's
into their
remote.
business.
It's
Yeah.
remote, and I've seen it's not only the product. It's sometimes it's about I've like tuitions for the kids. It's
Mm-hmm.
freelancer from India. It's
Mm-hmm.
like selling the product only. Like you're
Right.
selling the tuition or for the kids. It's
Right.
like your status, your personality, your mindset, habits, belief. Because in YouTube, you create one kind of niche for yourself to the
Mhm.
people where they will come to your YouTube and listen to the content, or like, different. You need to first create what audience you're targeting.
Right.
Yes,
That is so true. That is so true. Toral, what are your thoughts on it?
So let me introduce myself, Toral Palicha, and thank you so much, Arti, for inviting me on this show.
You're
Um,
welcome.
so yes, definitely, I think the digital medium of uh, communicating to vast audience is like a very, very huge thing in this day.
Mm-hmm.
And lot of things can be achieved with very little of effort. There's too many avenues that you can, work on. Like, you have so much at your fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
There is too much knowledge on your fingertips. There is the learning never ends.
No, no.
As much as you want to expand, you can
Yeah,
just make use of the technology.
yeah, yeah.
Even the smallest thing that you have, you can put it out there and you can sell and make it a big thing.
Yep. And that is what I said. Like women are turning their hobbies into a business. And it is so fascinating to see them grow and be successful. I can give you an example of, I don't know if you all heard the name, but it's Shruti Kapoor. And she started out as a small boutique in India. And today she ships out all over the world, and she's very, very, very successful. And just from Instagram. She does her business from Instagram, and that's how she started. So there are, this is just one example there, but there are so many women who start their business on Instagram or Facebook, and just few seconds, like, Swetha said, or even I've seen like YouTube. I know I follow a cooking lady. What is her name? Um, Bhavna Patel. And
I think she's from US. No.
from YouTube. Yeah, she's from US. Yeah. And oh my God, she started out just by home cooking, recipes, and now she's grown her channel so much. So it's not about like, oh, I need this, or I need a website, or I need, yeah, those are good tools to have, but I feel very much, I feel like getting your hobbies into a business idea and growing that through the tools and technology we have these day and age is just amazing. I mean, Natasha is from, we are older generation. Natasha is in this day and age. I mean, like, she knows, she is in technology, she's an app developer, so she knows the power of technology. And it's just fascinating. It's just fascinating.
Yeah, I can add some of my thoughts to that. I'm Natasha, everyone. Thanks for having me back on the show, Mom. Yeah, like you mentioned, I am in tech. I'm an app developer, which maybe is a little bit of a different case for me, to where I'm like a little bit closer to the technology side of things, and like can understand and pick up on some of these newer trends a little bit quicker. But to kind of build on what Toral Auntie said, everything is just kind of within the grasp of your fingertips because of the internet. A lot of these things that you want to do, even if it is creating a website, can be done so easily just by doing a simple Google search, watching a YouTube tutorial, or even now leveraging AI, right? All you have to do is write a prompt in ChatGPT, and it can walk you through step by step how to create a website, how to create a business plan on Instagram, how to advertise on Facebook. Like, you can come up with these detailed out solutions just by asking an AI tool how to do something. So I would like to encourage anyone that's out there that's curious in converting their hobbies into a business to leverage these online tools to further their dream, just by, like, following these simple step-by-step tutorials.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'd like to say is that when it comes to, marketing yourself online, that also is, all those tools have built-in functionality to promote yourself, like through
Mhm.
advertisement, and also just like doing partnerships with other people that have a lot of followers, like Swetha mentioned.
Yeah.
And shameless plug here, but I also think that anything that you want to sell off of social media can be done through Etsy too, if you have something creative. I myself opened up an Etsy store to sell Indian wedding templates. So if you're looking for templates
Yeah.
for wedding programs, or the program outline and such, yeah, hit me up, or
Nice one.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, and
She showed the example. She's using here itself.
yes, yes, exactly. Absolutely. That's my girl. But yeah, that's the thing, there are so many, not just the apps that we use, but also the other programs that we can use to give those apps a boost. Like, for example, since I post a lot on Instagram and Facebook, and I'm a realtor, I'm a business coach, and I have three different business accounts, and then personal account, and it's if keep doing this all day, posting it all day, then I'll lose my mind and I don't know when I'll get time to work. So there are different apps and websites where you can schedule your post. You can, manage all those. You can see how many hits or likes or messages you got. And it's all built in into under one tool. There are so many different technology tools that you can use. You can use Calendly to manage all your calendars into one account. There's just a disclaimer, there's no paid programming here. So, no, I'm not trying to promote anything, but I'm just saying the tools that I use personally. But there are so many other things that you can really leverage and make those your business work efficiently and easily, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be sitting on the phone or on your laptop all day long just trying to work on your reels or work on your Facebook page or just be on it, right? You have a life, you have family, you want to have some quality time for yourself. So
Yes.
using those technology, but at the same time, from besides those technology to even leverage more, there's even more technology behind it that you can use. And I think that learning phase and knowing those other things of how easily you can use those technologies is the key point.
Yes, the key point is we should use the technology. Technology should not use us. That's what we
Yes.
should know the difference of, like we are too much into that we forget that we have life and all that, the health impact and all that. We should create a disciplined state where we can figure that this much, let them any number of messages come, let them any likes come. I'll not watch at this time. I'll keep a time for it, then I'll watch it. So then the
It's
balance.
hard to resist that, but you have to make it happen.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you get on TikTok, then you're done. It's like you're where you passed an hour, you would not know. So it's very addicting,
Yes.
Yes,
very addicting. But at the
it's
same
everyone's new best friend now.
Oh, yes, it is. It is. And every now and then there's some new app that comes along, right? There's Snapchat, there's TikTok, there's so many different apps that there might be other apps that I don't even know of, but I think I feel like these are enough for me. I think the Pinterest and TikTok and Snapchat and oh my goodness, sometimes you get overwhelmed with like where to look at and what to do, right? But I feel like as a businesswoman, as a coach personally, I suggest that you just put your put your action into just one or two apps or any technology fields that you feel comfortable. Like if you're using Facebook, go full on Facebook, use Facebook Live, use Facebook group pages, and market yourself over there. If you're using Instagram, do that, but focus on something that you don't get overwhelmed with and use the max technology out of it. Like Natasha said, those apps have built-in features that makes it easier for you to use. So try to
You
do
can keep
that.
in a silent mode or like that.
Right, right. And there are things that you can slowly build. There's nothing that comes overnight, right? Success doesn't come overnight. So you have to build your business slowly and see what is working, see what is not working and go from there. Have a plan even for using these apps, even for marketing yourself online. You need to have a plan to build that community or your followers, and who's your audience. First thing, that's what you need to know is like who's your audience. But this is technology is like never ending thing. No matter how much you still have something new to learn. And as a woman, I personally feel sometimes it becomes like, oh my God, I didn't know this existed, or there's this feature in it. And like, my kids always encourage me like, oh, but if I ask them, I don't know how to use it, and they're like, figure it out, try it. If you can't get it, then we are here to help you and show you. And I love that because they actually make me feel like, yeah, I need to first, because I'm so sometimes I'm like so lazy to learn it on my own, and I'm like, okay, can you just show it to me how to do this? And they're like, nope, nope, to figure it out. So it is kind of a good thing, right? And when you think about it in India, or any place where there's people that have never used these kind of apps and technologies, and they're getting into business and they're using these apps, then it makes me realize that if somebody else can do it, why can't I
Yes,
should be able to
exactly.
do it, right? So that's one of the things I feel like you have to always be ready and prepared to learn something new, and especially technology. Even if you get a newer phone, then it's a completely different than what you had before, so you again learning the new features and new apps, and how is this done and how is that done and how's the camera working. And so there's a never ending thing about it. But so what do you guys think about networking and the support system with this technology that is growing so fast? What are your thoughts on that?
Could you elaborate on what you mean by networking and
Because there's so many, like now, previously, back in the days, networking meant like physically going to some place, meeting people, and connecting with that person, right? We used to actually spend time and effort and driving and meeting people. But now, with the technology, with all these apps, all these things that we have, the networking part, it's great. I love it. But what are your thoughts about it, that the support system that we're building, and how do you think that is it? I mean, there's always pros and cons, right? But I would love to know what your thoughts are on those.
So networking, I think it's a great way when you're the people like in US, you wanna in certain groups, everybody has their mindset that what kind of jobs they want, what kind of culture they want to involve in, what kind of group of friends they want. So they create a group of like LinkedIn, for example, LinkedIn. Whatever type of business analyst, if I have to do business analyst, so I will in a search of that, people will come to me, or I'll go to people where I want to grow my whatever. So it's easy there where I can get that. And in a groups where whatever culture you are involved in, wherever it is happening, it's there. It's your wish that you want to go or no. So that way it is helping. It's a different case that your phone is full of it. You have to delete it and manage it. That's a different story. But yeah, but that way, and like like whatever they see girls group, or like you can't talk in a men's thing, like girls group or gardening or whatever. You have different groups. So whoever is interested in what, it is helping them. So that way it is great. I think the helping them, or they want to help, or whatever way, it is great.
Right, right. Yeah. I guess the online communities does help with different, like you said, the topics that they are interested in. So it does help that way.
I think on the flip side, just to be devil's advocate, I think it becomes a little bit less personable because you're doing all of this online and not face to face. You're kind of taking out that human interaction component to the networking social aspect of things. Not necessarily a bad thing. I am a full-time remote employee for work, so I think I thrive in that environment. I still have friends at work. I still, communicate with my coworkers and have developed those relationships via like online or company networks Slack messaging app.
Mhm.
But it took some more time, right? Like I can't fully showcase my personality through a text message, whereas like if I was meeting that person face to face, you could
Same.
instantly become friends with someone just by meeting them and kicking it off. Not to say it's not impossible through like online means, but it is, I think, a little bit more harder to read the tone of messages online. So you have to be a little bit more cautious and kind of slower to develop those relationships over time. But again, I do think that the different social networking groups really help you hone down on what you're trying to achieve as a group and be able to talk about those things that interest you with people that are interested in the same thing. So in that way, access is like a really, really great thing to have when it comes to being able to network online.
Yeah, yeah, I agree to that. I'm more of a one-to-one kind of a person where I would really like to know the person personally. And internet is great. I mean, I have tons of groups that I am in, and I know so many people. But when I have to, I feel really good about knowing somebody personally, because not only just knowing about their business, but I personally get to know who they are, what the character is, what it gives a really good image of their personal brand than just the product or service that they're selling. It makes me understand what they're trying to, who they are, their personality, and that makes a lot of difference for me. And I love meeting on one-on-one. I really prefer personal networking over the internet networking, which is great too, but you still can't, you really can't, on like Natasha said, on text messages you really can't see the emotions, and you can't know what they're saying and what they're feeling. So I would rather I would always choose phone call over the text message, because at least I get to hear the voice. And so that also makes a lot of difference, because you can tell if the person is really feeling down, or they're excited, or they're happy. And it gives a lot of perspective to what their emotional stage is through, their, just by their voice, because our voice can tell us if we are
What kind
sad.
of personality we are.
Yeah, or what moods we are in, right? If we're sad, or if we're happy, or so.
Yeah, but sometimes scams happen. The scams. We never know. They are like they have a business, the scam business. You never know the mails they send. If not knowing good minimum technology, also sometimes you go through a lot. I have seen some video where they put in a group where the lady doesn't understand the technology, and she thought she gave the phone to him, and he transfers some of the amount to his thing.
Mm,
We need to be really smart, because whatever you're earning in a seconds, they might.
yeah, they might rob it out. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
So,
but also on the other hand, when you see me- uh, what kind of product you are out there to sell,
mhm,
like if you are trying to sell your um, cooking expertise, then you don't need personal interaction.
yeah,
Or you have a product that needs to go to vast, or it needs to reach more people, then you don't need that personal
mm,
touch. So I think this helps more to some of those kind of people who are not trying to have one-on-one relation, or
yeah,
understanding, but the demand tells that they are liking the product, or
right.
they are accepting what you're selling.
That's right.
And so
That's
that
a,
becomes like a very, very big thing for people who are trying to sell from their home, in their you know
yeah.
comfort zone. They don't have to go out there door to door selling these things.
Yeah. And that's a very good point. And also some might be introvert. They don't want
Yeah.
to be out there or talking. That's what they like, and that's what they love about their business, is that they
Yeah,
don't have to connect with anybody, and
they
just be online and just
they don't have
do
to
your
dress
work.
up, they don't have to speak well, they don't have to know the language that they
Mhm.
have to just
Yep.
work with whatever the order is, sell that.
Yeah, yeah, and that is so true, because it depends on the product and services that you're selling, that they don't, And I've seen people online that have services, and they've built their brand without showing themselves, or without mm, uh, they've used technology where there is not just a voice interaction or AI tool, and they've built animated, whole their Instagram is full of animated videos, and
They don't
so
want to show their
they're
face.
yeah, and they've built a brand on it. And so it's these day and age, anything is possible and everything is possible. You just have to put your mind towards it, and you can really do it, And that is what I love about the technology. And of course, when it comes to technology, there's pros and cons where you can sit on the laptop and your phone all day and night, or you can have a life as well. So you have to have a timing set, or you have to set your boundaries. You have to know when it's time for family and when it's time for your digital tool. So that's one of the things.
I guess at the beginning of this call, we were kind of discussing Indian women specifically and empowering them to use technology to create these businesses and a social presence. As moms who run a household, who have their own businesses and several other things going on in life, what would you say to other women in your shoes? Like how to get started, where to find the time to put aside some of those other things and prioritize your own business and wants and goals. What would you say to those women?
I think I would say that being a mom, being, family and everything, my family comes is a biggest priority for me, and I've always put my family first. But at the same time, I love my businesses, and the best way is to scheduling your time, making prioritizing. I try to make my schedule on Sundays where I know my weekdays, what I need to get done, what is my priorities. And if you set your times and your schedule and prioritize your days, then I think it's possible to balance work and life both. Because without that, it becomes, especially when my kids were little, of course, things come up, and there's always something that they need. They might be sick. I need to pick them up from school, and I'm still trying to build our business. So it was very tough, but at the same time, like I said, it's always balancing, right? What is more important at that time, and how to get back on the zone with the working space. So but at that time, honestly, it was not a lot of technology involved building the business. It was more of being out there, meeting new people, constantly trying to connect with people. So it was very different. This is, I'm talking 20 some years ago, but now it's becoming more, I would say, easier, but at the same time challenging, because you spend a lot of time online, and so you miss those you can get carried away with that so much that you actually forget that the whole purpose and the goal for your to do all this is to get your clients to work, to make money. And so that's very important to understand, that use the technology, but also keep in mind that time is also an essence. So don't get overwhelmed and don't get carried away on wasting your time all day sitting on it, and try to focus on what is going to get you the client, what is going to get you the money in coming in. So that should be your focus, rather than just browsing. Oh, this person is doing this, maybe I should try this, maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that. No, try to focus on what you think is important for your business, and then do that. So I hope I answered your questions, Natasha.
Yeah, that was a great response. I'm curious to see what Toral Auntie and Swetha think about this as well.
I think I'm like in this phase, the after the I became a mother, I'm like more giving, 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 and I didn't know where to stop, and there was no time for me. That time is the tool. The 10 years just went like this, and I am the person I wanted to do so many things. 10 years have gone, what I've become, what I'm doing. Now I'm like, no, no, this is not happening. The day she like I need to be happy, because I am the person, I've done my MBA, I used to work, so I want to feel happy. So I think we need to prioritize ourselves and make things what we want to do, like let it be hobbies, and whatever like plan you have, the other steps to do in your life, in business, whatever business you want to do. So I think you need to prioritize little bit yourself. I know the mother mind is like always, what's that? What's this? I want to know. No, like if now for this time also, I requested my husband and I'm like, no, I don't want to think that. I just want to focus here. If I'm happy, I'm gonna be more good mom, more good wife to them. So
Yeah.
it's good for them only. So I decided I want to prioritize my health. I want to do like it's doing a woman doing for herself a little bit. She's more good mom, more good wife. I think the happy wife, happy mother is happy family. So,
Absolutely, 100%.
so
And
see the
being happy.
smiles. That's why
Yeah.
this smiles. For this smile, so everybody is smiling. So
And
I
in
like, yes.
all sense, we are all here to be able to do the best wherever, whatever we do. So doing best for the family is also our priority. Doing best for ourselves is also something that we need to give importance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting the confidence of being able to achieve something on your own is also very big.
Hmm.
And it gives you the energy to do so much more after that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when you love doing something, you wake up every morning and think about it, right? Like that is becoming your goal. Like, okay, yeah, I want to do this today. So I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to get it and get
You're
it done.
excited.
So it's what you love, what you're passionate about doing. That's what's going to bring you success. And it doesn't matter what tools, online tools you're using, but unless you are happy with what you're doing, that's what you love doing, then it'll work. If it's not something you love, it's just something, one of those phases where, like, yeah, I'll try this. If it works, it's good. It's not going to work. No, you have to be passionate about something that you really love to do, and then you go for it. And that's what success is going to come because,
Think
Yes,
of course
as our,
passion and
yes.
dedication, and like the blood and sweat that you put into an idea obviously makes a difference on how successful it is. But I'd also like to say that the beauty of these online businesses is that it's not a regular 9 to 5, and you can choose your own hours. You can choose to put in the time commitment that is comfortable for you. So if you are a woman who is a stay-at-home mom or have other responsibilities, you can still manage that while still building a business. So, of course, if the passion is there and you don't have all the time in the world, you just got to make the few hours that you do have count. And I think that could still lead to a very successful business.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's so correct. And now, even in India, like, even the government is helping. Like, they're saying digital India. They're encouraging people to use the technology to build their future, right? And they're working hard on it. They're doing so many changes. They're doing um, the technology in India has grown very fast, and it is still in progress. There's a long way to go, but it's growing. It's doing their job, and I feel like that's gonna bring the future is gonna be really bright especially for the
I
women.
argue that India is already ahead of us in
No,
technology.
it's not ahead of us. I wouldn't say ahead of us. They're doing good job. They're working on it. It's
It
gonna
might
take
not
time.
be, I'm not talking about access. Obviously, a lot of people in India might not have access to the technology, but the people that do, it's about the same or better.
Yes, I
And
agree with Natasha.
they're up there. That's why most of the US companies offshore are tech resources to India, because they
They
have
are
the
street
knowledge.
smart. They
They
are street smart.
they
Yeah.
have the knowledge and they know how to code. And that's why a lot of the companies are offshoring our development work for these softwares to India. So I don't think it's that they're behind in technology. I just think that they're behind in giving everybody access to that technology.
Yes. And when I say that, I meant by the people that are like just starting out, like, you know, the women and the areas, that the rural areas where, you know, the technology is not that powerful, and they're illiterate, they're not, you know, knowledgeable, but that yet they're able to use this technology and move forward as to grow their business, to grow their hobbies, and may turn it into business, right? So like even Fiverr and places, those kind of apps, you see sometimes you look into it and you find somebody to do some work, and you'll see like there are places in India that you've never heard of the name of the city, and you'll be like, oh wow, there's somebody from this place that's gonna be able to help me. And so this kind of like surprises me. At the same time, it makes me feel proud that yes, you know, things are changing, and changing for good, because we are talking about women that is changing and evolving as technology is also growing, right? So women are taking interest in it now. It's not just become like it was in back in the days, you know, long time ago in India, where it was the men's world, right? But it's not that anymore. It's women have been using tools and technology and making change in their life, in their finance. They're changing because they're more becoming more of a working women now. So it's changing a lot in India as well, and I feel that that's one of the great point, because you see all these places on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, and you see these women, they are, and they're selling crafty stuff. They're selling um, clothes, saris. They make jewelry. There's so many ideas. They do online tutoring. I personally took music lessons from India. Somebody from Bangalore was teaching me singing. I was taking singing classes from India during COVID. So you can imagine the the vast amount of growth and possibilities that is like they can make money, right? Just using their technology, just using internet, and they can make money sitting at home. And that's it. And it's just not even, they don't even advertise or anything. It's just word of mouth, right? Somebody might know somebody, and that's how I got connected to this person, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll take lessons from her. And so it just rolls on. So I feel like that is what I meant, is like that's how India is really growing, and the women in India are taking advantage of the technology in a very good way, and growing themselves and empowering themselves. And mm, that's what I love, absolutely love about it. So, any thoughts, ladies?
It also opens up doors for women who say they're in a household where it's very like traditional, and the man doesn't want the woman to work or go out to have a job. I think it's really empowering to those types of women who feel like they still want to bring in something for the household and want to accomplish something of their own, that they get, as long as they have access to like a laptop, they can kind of work for themselves and build something while being in the comfort of their own homes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a nice uh, loophole to to be able to
Yeah.
work, even if
Yeah, be themselves, and at the same time make some extra income, and they don't really need to go out either. But and these are the kind of the things I feel like women needs to stay empowered and help each other out and push each other towards the success. So, if I just want to say to our audiences, if you love our episode, if you like empowering women, if you like listening to our show, send us the topics, ideas, what you want us to discuss about, and if you want to do a shout out, send that out, and we will definitely give you a shout out. And if you are an entrepreneur or have something to talk about, we would love for you to come on our show and be our co-host as well. So I thank you all, ladies, for coming and giving your input and insights about this topic today, and appreciate your time. Until next time, I guess. It's goodbye for now. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you so much.